right, here we go. We are live. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to After Dark at the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I am Ted Ings, and like to introduce our co-host, Cara Delane. Cara, how are you?
I'm great. I'm matching the After Dark theme today, so I think it's going to be a good show.
You got the wardrobe thing going. Yeah, it's going to be.
How are you tonight?
I'm fantastic, and I'm really excited about our guest, Cara. Our featured guest is somebody who goes all the way back to the very beginning of the Fixed Ops Roundtable. It's Marco Zwanenburg, and he'll be here in just a few moments. And Marco, Cara, is an extraordinaire technician, so he's one of the greats. So
that's awesome. I can't wait to hear, all that he has to say in his story today.
Yeah, he's got a lot. He's got an amazing personal story too. So I want to really have a chance to be able to share that with everybody. In the meantime, I see you have been busy preparing for the next event. I saw a lot of videos coming out of Texas over the weekend.
Oh yes, I was dressed up as multiple Star Wars characters in the last week, and we got pretty creative. We even had the real R2D2, but as I like to call him, BGD2.
I like the sound of that. Now, that couldn't have anything to do with our sponsor, could it?
Probably has a lot to do with BG Products, our sponsor that we would like to thank right now. Thank you so much, BG. BG Products, partners beyond products, and that's what they are. And BGD2 even told me that.
And I understand that he personally uses the BG products.
He sure does. I took him back to our recon center and got him all, juiced up and rejuvenated with a pre-owned car kit,
I saw that. I really enjoyed that. I know a lot of people did who saw that. So if you don't mind, tell us a little bit, when is our show? And, how long is it going to be?
Yes, it's going to be a 3-day virtual event. Once again, it's going to be May 17th, 18th, and 19th. And you can grab your seat now to the Fixed Ops Starship at fixedopsroundtable.com. Oh, there it is.
Yes, that's BG D2, I would imagine, with Princess Leia. So
yeah.
All right, very good. All right, so without further ado, let me introduce our featured guest tonight. It is none other than Mr. Technician himself, Marco Zwanenburg. Marco, how are you?
I'm good, Ted. Thank you for having me. How are you guys today?
Wonderful.
Pretty good. You're looking pretty relaxed there, Marco.
My day is done. Work is done. Dinner is done. I am just chilling and looking forward to what we can do here tonight, guys.
Nice.
So, Marco, tell us, what is a typical day for you involved at work?
You never know. That's one of the things that I really like about being a technician. No day is mundane. There's always it's the same job you do 20 times. The 21st time, it just has a completely different twist and turn to it. So it's never a boring day. You're always on your toes. You're always using your noggin, coming up with fixes, with diagnosis. Sometimes you got the easy stuff, services, brakes, tires, but even that, every now and then you just run into something. So a typical day for a technician really does not exist, Ted.
Well, now, is it a 5-day work week or a 4-day or?
No, we do 5 days, and once every 5 or 6 weeks, you're on a Saturday. I actually have to work this Saturday, but our Saturdays are only from 8 till 2, so it's no big deal.
Okay. Now, when I met you, you were doing exclusively Mercedes-Benz, so
Correct.
You have a great background with luxury imports.
Absolutely. I've always stuck with the Euros. I actually started off with BMW. I worked in the independent circuit for a while. I actually had my own shop, a mobile shop, but I always stuck with the high-end Euros, Porsche, Mercedes, even Lamborghini, Ferrari, BMW, you name it, I've probably touched them.
Wow.
All right. And yes, and we are live, by the way, everybody. So Tim Wilson, good evening to you as well. And may the fort be with you. So we put a little bit of a twist on there. So good stuff. Now, Marco, for those in the audience who don't know, and I don't know that Cara knows, you didn't grow up in Florida where you are now, did you?
Correct. I was born, raised, and educated in the Netherlands. I went to college there, high school, of course, college, and I ended up in the U.S. In 1998, I believe, with two backpacks and with a backpack and two suitcases and some money, and it just went from there.
And that wonderful accent stuck with you this long.
You know what? I have never been able to shake it, and that is perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. The funny thing is that a lot of people can't guess where it's from.
I was wondering. I've been wondering, yes. So I didn't know it was the Netherlands.
There you go. Yeah, I got a lot of guesses on that, and I get a lot of Australia. Like, no, I have some Australian friends, and they sound really different. Well, that's all right.
Now, were you already trained as a technician before you came to the USA?
Yes. I worked at a BMW dealership for close to a year, and I worked at a fast food place like a Midas. I was actually the area manager for the company, which included 11 branches. I was kind of like the emergency manager. Like if a manager was out in a branch, I would get sent there, and it was a lot of fun. But the one thing that I don't particularly care for, and this is a big deal going on, as you guys know, in the fixed op world right now, doing away with flat rate. What I like about working in the U.S.
Marco, let me stop you for a second. Let's go back to that. You said doing away with flat rate. For those who don't know flat rate, just describe that for us.
You get paid for what you do. Now, if say you need a water pump and book time on it is 4 hours, I do the job in 4 hours. I get paid 4 hours. Mm-hmm. If I have done this job so many times and I've invested in myself and the knowledge, the experience, the tools, and I do it in 2 hours, I'm ahead. But now means that I have another 2 hours available to yet do another job. Clock doesn't really work for us. It's how fast you do it. On the other hand, you can get majorly hosed by that too. If you got a couple of bolts break or something ends up going awry and you have to drill and tap, and now your 4 hour water pump job ends up being a 7 hour job, you only get paid the 4 hours. And the biggest issue that's all across the board for pretty much every manufacturer is the labor on warranty times is plummeting. We're just at a loss. And unfortunately, customer pay prices are based off of warranty times. Mm-hmm. So all in all, every year I find that I have to work a little harder to make the same amount of money. Mm-hmm. So there's some work to be done there, guys. Are you listening, OEMs? Some work to be done. Let's do this.
And flat rate in some states is going away and has gone away. Am I correct?
Correct. Like California, like you've heard Tully Williams talk about that quite a bit.
Yep.
I'm more for a hybrid kind of version, because sometimes you can see that if you make these positions salary, your efficiency and productivity goes down. Mm-hmm. But the stress of, I never know how much money I'm going to make walking in on Monday morning. I can make 70 hours that week. I can make 30 hours that week. Well, if it's mortgage week that week, you're sweating carrots by Friday, and you're looking at your hours. Mm-hmm. So it is high stress, but that's the automotive industry for you. So,
but what's different also about being a technician, Marco, is that, in other parts of the dealership, the dealership provides their quote unquote tools. You literally provide your own tools to do the work.
Correct. Yes.
That could be an expensive proposition.
I probably over the years have close to $300,000 invested in my tools.
What?
Yeah. And that's actually not a very high number.
No, it's not. I'm not one of these guys that just jumps in a tool truck and no, I buy what I need, or I replace what needs to be replaced. But you get what you pay for. Unfortunately, the name brand tools are expensive, but if you run to a box store and you just buy a set of wrenches, you'll find out that the open end of the wrench flexes. Well, there go your knuckles. Mm. So, and the nice thing is these tool trucks show up at your shop every week. So it pays. But yes, you're right, Ted. Like salespeople get handed their computers and their tablets. So the same with advisors, same with pretty much anyone else in the dealership. We have to, with the exception of specialty tools and
Okay,
major
of
shop
course.
equipment.
Of
But
course. But not only do you provide the tools, Marco, and of course, yes, you can buy them off those trucks, Kara, that come on that say, Snap On, and some of the other names that pull into the driveway. We see them there a couple times a month at least, right, Marco? They're on a regular
yeah.
schedule.
Yes.
But the tool boxes that you are also paying for are huge and expensive. Some of those toolboxes, and I'm not talking about a little like lunchbox. I'm talking about these boxes on wheels can cost $20,000, $30,000, $40,000.
Oh, easily. But the thing that you're seeing now is that all these dealerships are switching to the auto house model. The toolboxes are now provided by a lot of dealerships.
Wow.
Now, I have my own reasoning about that, because those toolboxes, they usually are bolted into the ground. When the technician brought his own toolbox, they're on wheels. So it's very easy to say, see ya, now you're bolted down. So maybe there's a part of retention, not sure. But a lot of dealerships do provide the toolbox now.
Wow.
Okay.
I remember seeing when I first started working at the dealerships, guys unloading one of those massive toolboxes, just wheeling it across the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching them and I was like, oh, they must have got new stuff. And it was a new hire. And I had no idea that you had to bring your own tools when I first started here. I never would have imagined that as a consumer.
No, there's a lot of things that consumers really don't realize about what goes on in the shop. And this is a synergy that needs to be fixed between the shop and advisors. Because as you know, Ted, there are so many advisors that are just horrible in collecting information. The advisor is my liaison between the car and the customer, not only to sell what needs to be sold, but to relay the information about any kind of issue or defect they may have.
Yeah.
Like, how many times do we get handed a car that's complaining about Bluetooth issues, but we do not know, is it Android, is it Apple, what's the software level? Do we have the phone here? Of course we don't. Well, how do you want me to fix this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's a lot you can learn in a dealership by just hanging around and talking to the technicians. Because if you want to find out what's really happening in a store, the technicians know. When I go in dealership, Marco, if I want to find out, for the service advisors, who's who, and I want to find out early, the technicians will tell me. I don't even have to come to them. They come up to me and they tell me, who can sell, who cannot sell the work. So I get a pretty good idea just from the technicians.
No, absolutely, yeah. So we know, we know.
Yeah. Okay. So when I met you, you were already a Mercedes-Benz Master Tech, many, many years, enjoying
Correct.
a great career. And I had come on LinkedIn. I would say this is maybe 3.5 years ago, a little over 3 years ago. And I was trying to build a following, and you and I befriended each other.
Right.
And I didn't realize a lot of things that had happened to you along the way, because you had gone through, this great career, but also went through some very, if I may, some great personal loss along the way as well.
Correct. Yes.
And you have a young daughter as well. So, here you are, a dad, and dealing with, a lot of things that many people have never had to deal with.
Correct. Yes. Like, when you and I met, my wife passed away in November of 2018. She had a battle with glioblastoma multiforme, which is a very aggressive brain cancer. She made it 14 months from diagnosis. And so all of a sudden it was my daughter and I. And of course, I've always been around. We always did things, but now to be having to do everything, and like you said, I had a great career with Mercedes-Benz. I've been a team leader there for 8-something years. I gathered a crack team. My team we had 4 teams. My team provided about 45% of the shop's hours every week. And I had to stop because I would put in 12, 14 hour days at work. Um,
Mhm.
I couldn't do that anymore. My daughter had just started middle school when all this went down.
Yeah.
Um, so I had to find a different venue of making some money, and this is
And
how I
and
ended up where I'm at now.
and that's when you and I met, and
Correct.
you had just gone through, and we're still going through this, and of course, loss, you're dealing with that, forever. But you've done a great job, raising your daughter. She's become a wonderful person. She
Oh yeah.
follows us, and she got permission from you to go on LinkedIn, and I know she follows us, and she is aware of all the stuff that's going on. I'm aware of that, and you've had an amazing um, comeback, if you will, in your entire life.
Yeah, I mean it was tough for a while there because my wife was a stay-at-home mom. She was very involved in Raina's life. I never had to worry about stuff because I would take care of the business part, if you will, of making the money, and she would take care of everything
Mhm.
around here. And in the weekends, most of Saturday, we would spend in the yard or doing some stuff around the house. And all of a sudden, all that was gone.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, everything was on my shoulders, and I'm like, ooh, now what? So,
Yeah.
but thank God, we have some good counselors. Um, Both my daughter and I did individual and family counseling because I don't speak teenager and she doesn't speak old man, as she likes to call me. So, and I was told, 20 words or less. After 20 words, their attention span goes, bleh. It worked. So hold it in mind, everyone having teenagers, 20 words or less. Be precise. But yeah, then I wanted to get back to work. I took some time off to arrange for matters financially, make sure that everything was, going and flowing, learning my own new way. And I went back to the dealership that I worked at, and I said, well, I need to be a little flexible with, my daughter gets sick. I need to go if this or that. It's like, well, I said, if we do that for you, we have to do it for everybody. Well, like, I spent 10 years with you guys, and this is what I get.
Mm.
Wow.
I won an award for being one of the 36 best bench technicians in the country with a
Mhm.
99.9 FFV. Well, and you say no to that?
And FFV, for those who don't know, is fixed first visit,
Correct.
and that's a
I
crucial metric in service
absolutely.
for the survey.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Not just for the survey, but for customer loyalty as well. If you
Yeah.
have to bring your car back in 4 or 5 times because of the check engine light coming on, all for the same reason, you're going to lose faith in the brand and the dealership, and there goes a customer. So overall, it's a very important metric.
Yeah. Yeah. And you also, I know, attended up in West Point a great leadership program for
Oh, I
Mercedes
loved it.
Benz, and
Correct.
I know you shared so much information with me about that because that really, I know that really moved you going through that.
Yes, yes. The Thayer Leadership Development Group. It's actually based in West Point. I actually got to stay on West Point base and got a tour of it, and that by itself is just seeing the history and the tours that you get and the information. It's just like, but it's funny. Like, we started off, we all gathered in the evening, a whole bunch load of guys, management from the shop, like shop foreman, team leaders, and we're all sitting there just staring at each other like, okay, this is kind of strange. By day 2, they had us all working together, like tremendous team building, and the things that they told us and how they went about it, that really stuck with me.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
we had a reading by the general who was Black Hawk Down. He was there.
Yeah.
So just the information that you get, and from, lead from the front, not from the back. Talk to the guys that know, that the boots on the ground. Go ask them, not some pencil pushers like, oh, how should we do this? No, talk to the people that know and formulate from there. It's just been, that was a tremendous one. But Mercedes-Benz put something on, and they do it right.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. They're a great brand, and you could see why. I got some pictures to show if I can, Marco.
Absolutely.
This is your daughter.
That is my daughter. That is little Miss Raina. She is ROTC. She got herself promoted to private first class, and she is up in May for another promotion to corporal. And after high school, she wants to join the Navy. She wants to be ship-based, and she wants to be an officer.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's what I hear. So she's doing fantastic, and congratulations to her, and Marco, to you as well. And
thank you.
Got another photo here. Who's this?
These are my parents. They still live in the Netherlands.
Okay.
But yes, my mom and my dad both retired. My mom used to be a teacher, mainly doing the special educations with teachers with kids that had disabilities. And my dad actually he ran cities/counties financially. He was the finance manager.
Oh, wow. And and they did a great job raising you. So.
Yeah, they did it so good that they kicked me out of the country. No, just kidding.
All right, and a lot of new things have happened in your life as well. Who's this?
This is my girlfriend Brenda.
Mm-hmm.
We've been dating for 3 years now.
Okay.
Funny story is that her husband passed away a week before my wife passed away.
Yeah.
And we met because we had, she has 3 kids, 2 sons that are a little older. One is 24, still lives at home, but he runs his own business and he does roofing and pressure cleaning. The other one is in the Marine Corps, a corporal in the Marine Corps now, I believe. And then she has a daughter who is a year older than my daughter is. And via hospice, we did counseling for the kids. So we met taking them to a therapeutic horse riding camp. We just started talking and it just went from there.
What a story.
Yeah, I know, right? And here we are, crazy kids.
And I just recently learned that story, Kara. So I thought it was important that Marco, shares that with us. And,
yeah, because like I told you, Ted, when we talked about this, it's like I really haven't said much about this.
Yeah, I know.
But it's important for people to see that after a situation, no matter how bad it is, there is life, there is progress, there is life. You can go on. Yep.
And I know you're probably well known for these kind of poses.
Oh yeah, gotta have some fun with it.
And I know you had to throw in this one just for me.
Yep. Like I said, that's not a sunset. That is actually taken from the parking roof of our dealership. I get there around 6:50 in the morning because I drop my daughter off at high school, which is just down the street. So I usually see the sun come up, and I usually make a point to just go to the roof and watch it.
Yeah.
And take a picture from time to time.
Yeah, just for me, Mr. New York, as you call me.
Right.
There you go.
Can see the sun.
So I had met Marco for a couple months. We were talking, and Kara, I had to go to Orlando in 2019. I think it was in fact, I looked it up, Marco. 3 years
It wasn't May,
ago,
wasn't it?
2 days ago. 2 days ago was the 3-year anniversary that I met you. You drove up from Naples. I had to go for something with Lexus, but you and I met for lunch up at the in Orlando, I believe at the Waldorf Astoria Hilton property there, and we had lunch at the golf club. Okay, from what I remember. And while I was there, Kara, I filmed one of my very first selfie videos, and it was with Marco. And if it's okay, Marco, I want to show that.
Absolutely.
Marco and I want to talk a little bit today about a very hot topic in the customer service arena, which is the respect for the customer's time and the new importance that's taking on throughout our industry. Marco's worked with a luxury manufacturer for many years. Can I say the name?
Absolutely.
Mercedes. All right. So just your comments on the importance of respecting our customers' time.
Well, Ted and I were talking about this, about what is going to be really the next step in evolving for a dealership, fixed operations, sales. I think one of the biggest things that we can do is respect our customers' time. Even if the car comes in for an oil change, get it done. Get it done right the first time, but don't let the car sit. It may not make you the most money at the moment, but it is your reputation on the line. Customers want to be respected, and that includes respect for their vehicle and for their time.
All right, makes sense. So from the expert, Marco Z, everybody.
Thank you, Ted.
All right, thanks, Marco.
Absolutely.
Well, that was fun.
And so why is this important? Because you and I had lunch and we discussed whether other people in the automotive industry would be interested in talking about topics like this, random topics that had to do with service and parts. And if we had an event and got people together, if anybody would come and we could do something like, have a little topic and have people discuss it. And that was really the beginning of the Fixed Ops Roundtable, what you saw there. That was it.
Yep.
And then you came up to New York because we did it about a month later. We did it on like 3 or 4 weeks notice. We put it together really quick. Mark came up to my office and there we are the morning of the event. He's very tall, Kara, as you can see.
Yeah.
Or I'm very short. I'm not sure which one. But look at him. He's got the suit and tie and the whole thing. And Marco came up and we packed everybody in the conference room and everybody had a topic that they talked about. And as they talked, people took videos. And I want to show Marco just a little clip of him doing his talk.
You let them, exactly, just like a lot of things are. But if you inspect as an advisor, you inspect the vehicle before the customer gets there. So there's no dents, there are no fingerprints in there. You make sure this, that, and that. You remove all vehicle protection in front of the customer. Walk the customer to their vehicle and or have it brought up on the service drive. This will show that not only were you interested in their money, you're interested in them. You took great care of their second greatest investment. The car wasn't right after it came out of service bay. We didn't take out all the paperwork and all the steering wheel protectors and now there's monkey prints everywhere. No, you did that in front of them. And you know for sure, because you checked the vehicle before the customer came there, that the car is clean, it is done, there is no damage, there's no dents, no even something as dumb as they ran over a nail.
I love you.
Thank you, sir.
Great job.
Appreciate it.
I love you.
And that was the beginning because people put their phones up and took videos of other people talking, and everybody had a topic.
Yep.
And that's where it all started. That was it.
Yep. No, you and I talked about this, and it is great to have a whole bunch of peers in one room, all having different angles, different perceptions, different ideas. You can take all this and make something great. You can take all it like we're still doing. Mm-hmm. Instead of it being, nothing against trainings and seminars from manufacturers, from suppliers, but you're kind of drinking their Kool-Aid and having to conform instead of going like, yeah, that's not going to work. They don't want to hear that. Right. Some do, but to some extent. But now you have, look at what we got going on now, Ted. Like I told you, this is what happens when you take me to lunch. You're going to be really busy for a long time. So, but all these ideas that come out and all these, look at all the sponsors that we have that are working with us, with everybody, and taking the feedback and the input of the people that work with it to better their product, to better their services. This is what it's all about.
I was talking to one of the people who was in that video who's going to be hosting a panel just now. And, this will be his first time moderating a panel. And he was at the original Fixed Ops Roundtable. And he's got a great topic that no one had even thought of. And he's excited about putting that together. So, it's still it's still running extremely strong, Marco, like you said,
Yeah,
and the need has never been more than it is now.
absolutely. I mean, we keep going and we keep building and building and building. And you've noticed that once the New York one was done and the next one was put on, how big it got, how quick it got big. And you learned your lesson about an open bar. I told you, but I remember your stories from that one.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
And but you know what was remarkable, Kara? That Marco came on his own dime. He bought his own airline ticket. He stayed in the hotel. He did, and the people who came to that room in New York were the ones who really took the chance on it because they were all invested, if you will, in making sure that this thing was going to happen. And a lot of great things happened from there. So.
absolutely. It's been fantastic.
And who would have thought a year later, that the whole world would turn upside down, and that the whole industry now would need this even more than we ever possibly thought. So,
Yeah.
What better way to keep going?
Yeah.
as Mark, I owe you a great debt. I want to thank you so much for pushing me at lunch to do that because I was on the fence. I don't know whether we should do this or not. I don't know.
Yeah, you were like, well, should we not? How would this go over? And would people even be interested? And I'm like, yes, people will be interested. And look where it went, Ted.
And
But
even made you do your selfie video. And look where you are now.
exactly.
Who
But
foresees the future?
the funny thing is that you and I may have talked about this, Ted, but holy, you took it and ran with it, and you built this where it is now. Something I couldn't have done. Yes,
Not
you've helped, of course, but
yeah,
I think
yeah. It wasn't by design though. That was not really the plan. The plan was just to, have one event, maybe do another one, down the
right,
road, and then, we'll, that would support what I'm doing in the training industry. That the plan was never to, to do this, full time. So there we are.
Too late
yeah,
now.
exactly, exactly.
And speaking of which, Marco is going to be with us coming up in May. Not only is he going to be on the panel with Joe Lockard from Automax Recruiting, but Marco is going to do his own segment with me, and we are doing a Q&A with Marco Zwanenburg. So you do not want to miss that. That's going to be on day one on May 17th, everybody, which is a great thing. So, Mark, I look forward to having you, with me.
Absolutely, Ted. My pleasure as always.
Yeah. So, great stuff. So, I think we're about at our time. So, Kara, again, the dates on that were May 17th, right?
May 17th, 18th, and 19th, which you can get your virtual tickets now at fixedopsroundtable.com to see Marco and plenty of other all-stars that will be on this 3-day virtual event.
Yeah, I actually got some big announcements that I'll be making here in the next couple of days, but some very big names are going to be speaking. So we continue to bring the best. So
Perfect.
Marco, thank you so much.
Absolutely, my pleasure, Ted. Thank you, Kara.
You have an amazing, amazing story, Marco, and I loved that you said, that when life, hits you, there's life beyond that, and I think that will stick with everybody that watches this segment tonight. And you're a wonderful person, I can tell. Hopefully, I get to meet you in person in the future. And thank you so much for being on our show today. And on behalf of Ted, myself, and Marco, thanks for watching. We'll see you next Monday at 8 p.m.